Hello, my name is Brandy with the Divine Awakening Center in Layton, Utah. I am a seer and a marriage family therapist. Today, I want to talk to you guys about grief around parents. Oftentimes, we were either hurt by our parents emotionally, sometimes physically, and sometimes unknowingly. And if you're a parent, you might understand that sometimes we cause our kiddos pain, and we don't mean to. It's just something that happens because we're having a bad day, or what I call parenting is new every single day. You can have lots of kiddos like me, one kiddo, two kiddos, and it's new every time. So, this exercise is a way for you to heal from your past. It can, you can use it with any relationship, but I want to focus on parents today. So, for example, a lot of people have an idea of what a parent should be like, what a parent should do. And they get caught up on not having those things with their current parent. And of course, we have surrogate parents, we have mentor parents, and we have our biological parents, and we have all sorts of parents. But I want you to think about the one parent that maybe affects you the most in an emotional way. And the assignment would be this: you take a piece of paper and you write down the qualities of one of your parents. You can start with your mom or your dad, one that you might be struggling with the most as far as connecting or wanting to heal from. And you write down the qualities you think a parent should have, what you needed, like everything. I want a parent that's always there, that went to all my games, went to all my school functions, a parent that was there for my every needs and had boundaries and structure, and just whatever you think a good parent should be. Write that list down, whatever that daydream list is, and hopefully you're that parent, that's what you want to be. But write down that list, and then take a moment and write down your parent's name to the right of that list, and write down the type of parent you actually have. And once you get that list down, you'll notice maybe a difference in the list. If you don't, then you have a great parent. But if you notice something that's missing, whether it was like, oh, my parent wasn't there because they worked so much, or my parent wasn't there because of their addiction, or my parent wasn't there because I had too many siblings, then what you need to do is grieve the parent you have for the one you did not have. So your question is like, how do I do that? So one way to do it is a short little breathing meditation exercise. And I want you to focus on just when you're breathing, you breathe in through your nose, fill up your belly and your lungs, and breathe out through your mouth. And then I just want you to imagine the list. And so go ahead and take a moment and find a good place to sit. Of course, push pause until your list is done. And then have the list in front of you and find a quiet space. You can put meditation music on if you want. You can do it in silence. You can do it in a forest if you're near one, by a lake, whatever brings you peace. And it's a sitting meditation, so make sure your spine is up and down. And you can lean back a little bit if you have to. Sit in a chair, sit in lotus on the floor, whatever is comfortable. And you're going to start to breathe. And the lists are in front of you. And just move through your body, starting from your head, and breathe down through to your feet and tell your body it's time to relax. I want you to acknowledge any emotions that came up while you were writing the list. It may be joy, frustration, feelings of abandonment, disappointment, excitement. Acknowledge whichever feelings came. I want you to imagine your parents standing in front of you. And I want you to tell them everything that you needed from a parent, everything that you can remember. And then I want you to say what you did not get and what you needed. Like, and I didn't get those things, or when I really needed them. I want you to take a moment and thank them for what they did give you. And if they gave you nothing, then thank you for them for teaching you how you would want to be. I want you to imagine forgiving them for not knowing the pain they caused you. And if you can, imagine giving them a hug. And while you're hugging, you're giving them their power back and you're taking yours back. I want you to imagine accepting your parents for the roles that they have, even if you don't agree, so that emotions can be released from your body. And when you feel like you are done, you can open your eyes. The one thing a lot of my clients struggle with is being seen, heard, or validated by their parents, and not feeling good enough, like the work that they're doing isn't seen, or that they're not loved enough, or so they keep fighting to be seen or appreciated by their parents. And if it's not a parent, it could be someone else. And this exercise is a way to grieve the parent that you thought you should have for the one that you actually had. And it's up to you to be the parent that you think you should be by releasing the parts of you that no longer serve you. Because oftentimes, whether we want to believe it or not, we take on our attributes of our parents, and we either can embrace them or hate them, right? So if you yell at your kids like your parents yelled at you, and inside you're like, I just don't like being the yelling parent, then you have to work on healing that so that you can work on not being that parent and being a better version of yourself. And that's one way to do it, is writing a list of, and you can do this with your spouse, writing a list of what you wanted in a spouse, what you have in a spouse, so that you can forgive and let go of what you don't have. So if you're stuck on the fact that you always wanted a spouse that picks up his own laundry, or would make dinner on a whim, but they don't do it, then you have to forgive that attribute, because you married the person knowing, well, maybe you didn't know those attributes. And they can be deeper, but this is just a smaller exercise to deal with some of those emotions you might be feeling. And I do believe that everyone deserves to have peace and happiness and joy, and maybe just sometimes calmness. So I send you all the love in the world. That's all I have for you today. And till next time, may this message find you well. Sending love and light.